Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi ramp on the draw for game one with what I believe to be energy. Tis a Rog, looking like energy. I'll grab a Ugin Lab so we can go K Command X2 on 2. Rog will connect. The worst case scenario here is a Blood Moon on 2. Yep, not much I can do about Rag. It's a lab, okay. Slot Pride resolves. And passing draw Talisman. I will tuck the Devourer and hold the K command. So we can ramp and exile. I will ramp and exile. Exile the Ocelot Pride and ramp. I'll block the Rag. Another Ocelot Pride, alright. 3 cards in hand, and opponent's passing will draw. Kind of awkward of a hand, because I want to play the forest after the ice till. So what I could do here is play Talisman, K Command X1, block Rog, exile Pride. The other option is a K Command X equals 4, which is probably the better choice in the grand scheme. Even if we were to go Talisman, X equals 2, that would probably be better. Let's see, if I go X equals 4, exile block 4, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Alright, we'll play the forest and hold. Flooded Strand fetch down to 16. Surveil. I am tempted to exile Scry draw, but I think ramping up to the Devourer will be fine. Discharge. Second response. I will ramp and exile Pride. One, two, three, four, five, six. Maybe short 1 for the Devourer. There's a Johnny. Johnny will trigger. I'll block the Rag. And draw. Myco spawn. In that case, I mean, we can kick Myco if we really want. I'm not sure that's entirely necessary, though. So I wonder if I go Talisman. I want to proceed here. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way for me to play Ice till then Myco. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7. 7 minus 3. So the answer is yes. But I have to play the Myco first. So in that case, let us do this. So cast Myco. 1, 2, 3. Yield all. I'm going to grab a Wooded Foothill. And then fetch for a forest. Cast a Talisman. And then Ice Till. Plays Wooded Foothill, mill a card. Bajuka Bog. Target opponent, or do I want to play this Talisman? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll go Bajuka Bog, I think. Target you. Ghost Quarter for next turn. Okay. I think we might have Emrakul online. Did I mill over my... No, I did not. So I should have a commercial district here. But we'll surveil. 1 card in hand. We can block the rag, no problem. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 short as it stands, but I think we should be able to get there. Pain cost for discharge. Discharge will resolve. I'm not surprised he didn't want to flip the Johnny. One, two, Thravenchar, maybe? I mean, this is a mistake, I would say. Yield all. I suppose Commercial District probably isn't the wisest choice because Ragamon's just going to pilfer it anyways. I guess I get to choose what they pilfer. I think I'll still go Stomping Ground tapped and then mill a card. Of course, it's a temple. And we'll pass. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2 short. Ragavan connects, pilfers a sprawl. That's fine. And draw. Ooh. I will cast Rumble. This is mana neutral. I will grab the Emrakul. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. In that case, we'll go 13. And it's Emrakul time, friends. Yield all. Our turn, comrade. A plains, don't care about a plains. So let's see. We'll sack a treasure, go to combat, and we'll swing with the Johnny. We don't want a Johnny to flip. Funny enough, we could just flip a Johnny, but I think we just want a Johnny dead. Other choice is to attack the Ragavan, but yeah, I think a Johnny dead is just the best choice here. A Johnny down. And pass. Next turn we can devour, exile the rag, whatever else they play. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We could also attack with Emrakul, play our other Emrakul, just to control of their turn again. Opponent won't even give us the chance, though. They'll concede. Solid win. Bring Heat in, Dismember in, Cavern out, Rumble out, and a Emrakul out, and we'll run it back. Opponent will probably likely bring in Charmaw, Blood Moon, Damp Sphere would be the likely case. This year's my deck list for RC Vegas. I'm pretty confident in it. It feels really good. We've been performing well into all the matchups that matter. Our sideboard guide is very clean right now. There's like maybe one or two matchups I might change a little bit. Maybe Blink and Zoo. Because I think for Blink and Zoo, the number of Ice Tills I trim is really dependent on how many Ice Tills or how many Charmaws my opponents play in the side. Alright. Opponent's tinking for a while here. I imagine we'll be on the draw. We are. Unfortunate that this is not a stomping ground. We can find a red source off Devourer. I will keep. For those wondering also why we are blue splashing now for Strix Serenade, it helps in the Blink, it helps in the Titan, helps into a lot of matchups. So I definitely think the Strix Serenades are a good call. It forces the Titan players when you're holding up blue to play around the possibility of the Strix Serenade and either go for the Scape Shift line or the GSC line. We'll pass in full. Flooded Strand, fetch, Sacred Foundry, shock, 4. Not Rag, and that's good. I need a red source here. Talisman or fetch. Alternatively, we can go K command. Yeah, I mean, it's a K command 2-on-2, so we'll take that. We'll play the Temple and hold. Like, actually, maybe the Lab may have been better. Playing the Lab allows us to then K command or K return next turn if we draw into a fetch or a Stomping Ground, so 5 hits off top. So the Lab tucking the Emrakul probably was the better bet. Opponent will land a Voice. That's fine. Guide of Souls will trigger and attack. We'll go after the Voice, I think. So that does dodge the K return. Yeah, sure enough, there's the Verdant Cap. But I think I'm actually fine going for the K command here. So we will tuck the Emrakul and then K command, ramp, and exile Voice of Victory. Done. Alright, and we'll pass. We could just play Devour next turn, otherwise we can cast the K return. Biggest things, we're hoping that they're not going to float the Guide. Worst case scenario, though, is probably going to be a Charm or a Blood Moon. Guide attacks. If they have nothing else, this should be pretty close to us wrapping things up. Alright. Well, I will play the Forest. That's Guide of Souls down. Devour on board. Opponent did not have any turn 2 plays. Makes me think they have Charmaw stuck in hand. Either that or Flage or Blood Moon. Marsh Flats. Fetch 16. Let's see if the Charmaw. Sacred Foundry shock. And sure enough, it's the Charmaw. Hits the Lab. That's fine. Yep. I mean, right now we're ahead on board. This K return is going to help out a lot. Myco Spawn. Interesting. Yeah. Do we want to play the Myco or just set up for the K return? Apply more pressure to board is a nice thought. So opponent will go down to 8. I'll play Breeding Pool, Shot, cast Myco. Yield all. Let's see here. 3 types in yard, but nothing to hit off of this shifting wood. I think I might just go commercial district, to be honest. I don't want to feed another potential Charma in hand, so commercial district seems fair. Let's do that. Surveil, talisman to yard, and pass, and pass. Three, Flage, Helix spawn. They will Helix a spawn. Almost wish I did delay then for the Bajuka Bog. The opponent is still 2 cards in yard off. They have now made the gap in life totals a bit closer. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, let's start with Talisman. Verdant Cat, go to combat, swing for 6 down to 5. Lethal is now on board. We have the K return at our disposal. So they'll have to sit back and block if they don't have any blockers. And if they attack aggressively and only leave up things that die to K return, they will lose as a result. Is it another Flage? It is another Flage. He looks me down to 9. So they actually will have control of the current board state now. They hit me down to 5. Ooh. Not a fan of that. Alright, so down to 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to hold off on fetching unless I have to. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alrighty. We will draw. Ugin does not cut it. We are short. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Well, we can't block the Charmaw at this point in time. So we'll just attack. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, just one short. Alright. Do you have a fetch for the Flage? If you have fetch for the Flage, you win. You do not, but you can haste something. What are you hasting? If it's not something with more than 2 toughness, this is fine. If it's a Charma, that would be less than ideal. Opponent's rethinking. I think they try to haste the Flage. I think that's what's happening there. Alright. No combat. Damping Sphere. Well, Damping Sphere is kinda rude. That also means opponent may have just shot themselves in the foot. The reason they're being is because that means Arena of Glory will generate colorless and not red, which means they can't haste Flage. They can still cast Flage, but they can't haste it. That is actually important. Alright, but this also means that we can't... We're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place now. This is interesting. Yeah, that will resolve. I can't do anything about it. We're now 2 shy of Emrakul. Yep. So we can't We guess we can attack. Draw. Orange Chant? Wear Tear. Unfortunate, but fine. Draw. So we have another Windswept Teeth. Interesting. Them hitting the Talisman was unfortunate, because we would have been able to play the Ugin. They have the Flage no matter what. So I have to attack enough Devour to force the chump. So we will attack. We have Devour to force the block. Yep, you have to block. Yeah, if they didn't Wear Tear, we would have had the Ugin. It would have been GG's. We'll play the Windswept Teeth. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They'll be able to Flage me, but they will not be able to haste it. Which is very important, but I can only fetch once. So I'm actually only at 5 mana, not 6, which is unfortunate. Not to mention, now I don't have double colorless. Opponent's gonna realize real quick the error of their ways. Yep, it makes colorless now, opponent. That's not red. That's colorless mana. Uh-huh. Ya done goofed. We're still holding the K return as well. Alright, so they'll escape the Flage. The thing is, they're going to have to chump again. So we're going to go down to 2. They'll go up to 5. But they're going to have to chump. Yep. Alright. I have no reason to fetch right now. We'll draw. Chrysalis. Chrysalis is good. I will go to attacks. Attack with Devourer. Opponent is forced to block. I will cast Chrysalis. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still one off of Emrakul, but we should have Ugin next turn, however. Sacred Foundry. Tapped. 4. Ocelot Pride's fine. We can sweep the Pride and win. Actually, we can't win, but close enough. Alright. So in that case, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. So I'll fetch now to 1. Stomping Ground tapped. And draw. And there's Ice Till. We do not care about Ice Till right now. Ugin, exile Pride, yield all. Bone skips it up, we'll take the win. Whew. That was a close one, friends, but we got there. We'll be back for match number 2. All right, we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. What do I want to pitch here? I want to try and angle towards a Chrysalis on 2. If not, we have a Rumble. Devour gives us 8 hits in the way of Lab and Temple, so I think I have to pitch a Rumble here. But I guess any land will do for a Chrysalis, since we do have Gemstone, Sprawl. I guess we go. I guess actually, no. I guess turn one, we go Gemstone, Sprawl, Rumble. So we should be pretty much guaranteed a land off of Rumble plus Devourer. So do we want double Rumbles, the question. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, let's say 5, 6. It's not a Devourer on 2, though. So I think we do pitch Devourer. Let's do that. And pass. Sporific Springs, Bolt for Tamiyo. Okay. Devour trigger. Myco. I do like Myco. Utopia Sprawl is actually kind of interesting. Though we can't go double Sprawl. So I think, yeah, we go Myco. We don't know what we're playing against, so I'm going to go Wooded Foothill Fetch for a Forest. Sprawl. Let's go for green or red. We'll go for red in case of Blood Moon effects. And then Rumble. Do you have a Force? You do not. Devour is very tempting here, but then we're at the mercy of a Fatal Push. I'll take the Windswept Teeth to guarantee that we can play Chrysalis. And hold. K-Return Beating Yard is pretty nice, though. Opponent will attack with Tamiyo. Sure. Misty Rain, fetched on a 16 for Snow-Covered Forest. Is this Birthing Writ? Interesting. I did not realize that Birthing Writ had adopted Tamiyo. Huh. Forest. No reason to play the Windswept Teeth then. They could Subtlety our Chrysalis, but I'm kind of okay if they do that. There's also some thought to Rumbling after the Chrysalis. So we could play Chrysalis, Forest Rumble. So yeah, let's do that. Chrysalis healed all. There's Subtlety, pitching Sink. Healed all. I'm gonna say bottom since we're gonna Rumble anyways. Though actually, I guess there's a chance of them having a flare, but I feel like they would have probably flared the Coin Oracle before the Subtlety. So we're gonna say bottom. Forest and Rumble. Another Chrysalis. I'll grab the Chrysalis again. 2 K-Returns in yard. And pass. So opponent will attack again. They'll get another clue. We could kick Myco next turn. Ice Fang draws a card. Passing draw. Yeah, I think kicking the Myco is probably right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What cards do I have in yard? I have a Devourer. Nothing real special otherwise. So we have 7. We'll go Cavern Souls, name Eldrazi. Guarantees the resolution. And I think kicking the Snow-Covered Forest makes the most sense here. And then what do we want? We could Shifting Woodland. It does give us Devourer, though I'm not entirely certain that's necessary right now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So any land gets us to Emrakul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can pretty much play anything in our deck at this point. We also could go Sanctum of Ugin. That way, if we draw into a 7-mana value spell, we then can redraw for all intent and purpose. That is tempting. That is tempting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Yeah, let's go Sanctum here. Though actually. No, I guess we still have double colors for a K command. Yeah, I guess, yeah, just going Sanctum seems fine. We'll go Sanctum. We have a play next turn, the Way of Chrysalis. What say you, opponent? Another snow-covered forest. Attack with Ice Fang Tamio, I imagine. Yep. Down to 17. And draw a card. And draw. Well, there it is. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll go Windswept Heath Fetch, though, first to start. We'll grab a forest, and this is a guaranteed resolution with K return that we don't even need to worry about right now. Sanctum, K returns, yield all. Opponent will scoop it up. We'll take the win. Solid. Alright, so we're going to want to bring in Heat, Bauble, Cage, Dismember, Birthing Writ. We cut the Ice Till package, Rumble, and then 3 Chrysali and run it back. We're just very much basically just going heavy on creature hate at this point. Bauble and Cage help with resolution. And basically, we just want to keep creatures off the board. No ritual for you. We could... There's a world where, like, I trim a Emrakul or a Ugin here to keep one Chrysalis in, I suppose. But, I think cutting the Chrysalises is probably fine in the grand scheme. Opponent will bring in Consign, Harbingers if those weren't already in main. Don't think there's much else they bring in, though. Maybe more Endurances, maybe some Forces. Biggest thing is we just need to play around Harbinger. I wonder if they could play Damp Sphere. Damp Sphere is an option, though I don't think it's a very good option into ramp, to be completely honest. I imagine we'll be on the draw. Opponent's tinkin'. What they tinkin' about? Yeah, that was pretty quick first game one. Alright, well, looks like opponent may have stepped away from the keyboard, so we're going to pause real quick and return once we've received priority. Alright, and we're back. I'll keep this. I will reveal. I'll play. I will exile Devourer. I mean, I think we're just angling towards Emrakul right now, yeah? Yeah. And we'll pass. Trigger. No Tameo this time. Another Rumble. I'm tempted to go Talisman, to be honest. Go... only downside is this commercial district. So, how do you want to proceed? We go Temple, Rumble. Yeah, we could do that. Goes Temple, Rumble. We also could go Rumble, Rumble, but I think I want to set up my land drops for the next couple of turns. So let's go Temple. Draw. We're not at any concern of a Harbinger next turn, because we'll likely want to hold up this Wooded Foothills for a Forest potentially on our turn 2 before their turn 3. Temple and Rumble. Does Rumble resolve or do you have a force? Rumble resolves. Well, that's ugly. I think I want to go Bajuka Bog or a forest. Bajuka Bog could help to try and hedge our bets against a whatchamacallit, a Oculus later. But then we'd have 2 tap lands in hand. I'm not entirely thrilled by that concept. So what if I go for a forest instead? Let's go forest. Emrakul to yard. 3 types in yard now. We'll pass 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Misty Rain. Hedge Maze Surveil. I do think I still want to play the Wooded Foothill next turn, just to play around the potential for a Harbinger. Worst case scenario here is probably a Coiling Oracle into a Flare, though I guess they could Ice Till as well. Draw. Sprawl. Well, in that case, we'll go Wooded Foothill, fetch for a forest. Sprawl. Misty Rain, fetch. Are you going to counter the Sprawl? So I'm very much okay with this. Ice Fang draws a card. Are you going to flare the Sprawl? Yes, that is a-okay by me. That means now we have this Rumble for free. Rumble. That's a lot of types in yard now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I think I want to put the Ugin into yard, though they haven't demonstrated that they have a force, as they've been letting these Rumbles resolve. Tempted to go for Devour Ugin. Ugin, though, gets us to Emrakul, right? Because 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 next turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah. I'm assuming that they play a Harbinger, hence why I'm playing around the potential. So I think I grabbed the Devourer then. That's 7 in yard now. So we're very much equipped for this Emrakul. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So even a Harbinger won't stop the Emrakul. We'll still want to play around a Flare, Consign, etc. So we're going to hold. Opponent's just passing. Interesting. I mean, unless they have a Consign, we get Perfect Knowledge here. So, do I want to play a forest? Yeah, I guess we should. I'll play a forest. Leaves one spawn. Emrakul. DF consign. Paying cost 4. Consign to memory. Unfortunate. Yield all. And pass. So I'd love to see a Myco spawn at this point so we can grab a Shifting Wood. Quantum Riddler, Warp Trigger. Yep. Tapped and passing. Draw. Forest. I will surveil. Temple to yard. And pass. No attacks. And pass and hold. Harbinger's the worst case. Yep. Because now no more Devourer. We'll draw. Sprawl. For red. We'll play a forest and pass. And hold. Attack with Harbinger down to 17. If I could draw into a threat, that'd be really nice at this point. Riddler Warp. Draw a card. Land and Warp Trigger. And draw. Cage. I'll cast the Cage. Not exactly a threat now, is it? So I know the last card I have in hand. We can cast everything in our deck at this current juncture. We just need to draw into a threat. Please. I can hard cast a Riddler now. There's a Riddler, draw a card. And draw. Dude. Red and pass. Like, I'll take a Talisman over what I've been drawing into. We'll take 6 down to 9. Problem is, at this point, I'm confident that they have counter magic. Endurance. Honestly, endurance is fine. Yep, that's okay. Draw. Seriously. So I'm gonna have to block the spawn at this juncture. Which means what's our out? Cyrus 7 deaths? And there's no way in hell that's resolving. No shot in hell. So I'll block the endurance. Down to 3. Draw. I mean, there's a snowball's chance in hell, but we'll go for it. Ugin, target Riddler. Yield all. Flare. Yep, we'll concede. Alright. Unfortunate. Just could not find a threat to save our lives. Alright, I'll bring the gemstone out and the rumble in and run it back. On the play for game 3, I will keep what say you, opponent? Do you keep your opening 7 or mulligan down to 6? Mulligan's down to 6, okay. And as long as they don't force this talisman on one, we're in a good position with this K return. Mulligan's down to 5, so even if they have a force, that would not be a good position for them to be in, because they would be down to 3, drawing into 4. Alright, we'll reveal Devourer and trigger. Mycospawn, Cavernous Souls. I'm thinking we go Cavernous Souls. Lab. Imprint, cast. And pass. And hold. Verdant Cat. Draw. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. We'll play the Talisman. And pass, hold up K return. Verdant Catacomb, fetch 19. Surveil. Birthing Writ to Yard. And hold up K return. Is this a Coiling Oracle? It's a Birthing Ritual. Okay. And draw. Devourer. We could force check, but I don't think there's a reason to do so right now. So we're going to hold. Worst case scenario here, I suppose, is them going for a Riddler. Harbinger. So I will float. Resolve. Red return. Harbinger down. Passing. Draw. A second K command, so in that case I'm going to force check. X equals 3. Resolves. There's Vexing Bauble, there's Rumble, there's another K command. Honestly, I kind of like all of those. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I don't want to cast the Bauble right now, though, is the thing. So I'm thinking we go top, top. Do I want the Bauble? I'm going to say no. Bauble, K command, will pass. So if they play another Harbinger, we have the Devourer and the K return in Yard, so we could exile the Ritual, clear the board. Opponent's passing. In that case, I'm just going to go for a return. Not a return, a Rumble. So I suppose I will do it like this. Sire is 7 death. Well, yeah, that's pretty good. Could go for Temple, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, Sire's guaranteed to hit board unless, big unless they have a subtlety, which they could have. They have the mana for it. Huh. That is kind of interesting. I wonder if I should grab the Temple then. Subtlety outright punishes me hard. I'm gonna grab the Temple. Hold up the K command and pass. Because they clearly don't have a force. Fetch 17, was I right? Surveil. Okay. Potentially, but at least not in this instance. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have Emrakul. We can guarantee its resolution. Coiling Oracle will resolve. Okay. Finds a snow-covered forest. Breeding Pool tapped. Go to end step. Ritual trigger. Scrydraw exile targeting Coiling Oracle. I'm just gonna go X2 here. Hold up the second K command. Ping cost 4. Flare. Do I care enough to sack 3 spawns? I'm gonna say no. We'll get the flare out of hand. Ritual resolve. What's the worst case scenario? Harbinger? Yeah, honestly I don't care. Oculus, I still don't care. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can just go Emrakul if we really wanted. We'll draw. Cage. I mean, Cage turns off Ritual entirely now. They would need a flare in hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I guess the one downside is, though... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we're one short of what I'd like. So we could just devour or target Ritual, I suppose. So let's do this. And devour. Target Ritual. K return will clear all. And then we'll play the Cage, so no more Ritual, and pass. Harbinger. I'll return. Do I actually want to return the Emrakul right now? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will ramp and Scrydraw. I guess we could. Hold on. I'll return the Emrakul. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. You still have K Command X3 to deal with this Harbinger. Resolves. Paying cost 4. Sync. That's fine. You've shown your hand. So now I can K Command the Harbinger. I can also dismember it too. Funny. Yeah, I mean, I'll just dismember it. No reason for me not to. And then let's K command, ramp Scrydraw. No reason to do anything else right now. X equals 3. There's Ugin, Maiko, Wooded Foothill. Have we played a land for turn? I don't think we have, but I don't want a fetch is the only problem. Though funny enough, I don't have a land in yard, do I? That'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So not even necessary. We'll put bottom, top, draw, and pass. Alright, what you got, opponent? I mean, I feel like I just have all the gas in the world right now and you have nothing. Opponent will agree with that assessment and scoop it up. Solid win. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3. We're going to mulligan this hand. Really? Cavern of Souls, why do you curse me so? Why do you curse me so? I mean, we could get a forest off of Ghost Quarter. It wouldn't be the first time I've Ghost Quartered my own land to get a forest, but I don't want to do it. 9 hits off top for a forest. Yeah, we'll keep it. I don't like it, but we'll keep it. We don't know we're playing against. So pitching the K return's probably the safest bet. It's Zoo. Yeah, the K return was a decent pitch then. We'll pass in full. Triome. If they didn't have delay on the Guild Pact, I'll be honest, I've been really tempted to Ghost Quarter their Triome. K Command. K Command's actually helpful. Play the Temple and pass. And we'll hold on the off chance it's relevant, but unlikely. You could haste a Sign of Draco here. You are going to haste a Sign of Draco. Bold move caught him. But honestly, if I had a Chrysalis in hand, I'm feeling kind of meh about this current game. Turn 2 Scion is probably the worst thing I can ever see in this matchup, to be honest. Especially if a Leyline the Guild Pact on board. Forest, we do find the Forest. Shields are down, so let's rumble while we can. Triple Maiko. Yeesh. Just give me a Chrysalis, please. Alright, we'll pass. And hold. Leyline binding the spawn. Yeah, go for it, I suppose. Land. And attack. It's a bit aggressive by them, I would say. Give me a Chrysalis. In that case, Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi. We'll cast the Maiko. Yield all. Tempted to fetch Surveil. The reason why I'm tempted to fetch Surveil is that way can potentially go for Ice Till. Alternatively, could fetch go for a Forest. Let's fetch go for a Forest. That way we can set up for the Ice Till if needed. Fetch. Forest. Sprawl. It was Stubborn Denial. Really? I mean, I'm more than happy to eat a Denial here. We have K Command. Lush Port, Surveils, no Denial. Or at the very least, they don't want to get rid of the Sprawl. That's fine. Strict Serenade to Yard. You might want to have held on to that, actually. We have double green, we have red. I guess we'll go red. So we'll pass at this point. And pass. We'll go down to 7. Thundering Falls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Short 1 for Ugin. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. close but no cigar. We'll take the 4 down to 7. 3 in hand, no cast concern me. I mean, I think we just fire off the Rumble here, right? Fire off Rumble. There's Chrysalis, there's Emrakul. Wish we could pick the Emrakul, but hold on, can we? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. We're very much short, so we'll go Chrysalis. Cast the Chrysalis. Heal it all. Play the Ghost Quarter. I'm thinking that Ghost Quarter in the Arena of Glory might be correct. So, yeah, that way they can't haste. Let's push to their upkeep first. Or I guess maybe their draw step even. Get more chance of drawing into a land. End step. Do you have another binding? Don't like that. So we're going to be down to 3, which means a Flage outright kills us. Draw. Ghost Quarter, pass. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Emrakul's online. And phase change. Attack for 4. Down to 3. Do you have a Flage? Will that 1 life from the fetch matter? Probably will. Oh, other land in the guild pack? That's fine. That is a-okay. Alright, we will draw. Of course. Alright. So in that case, we are going to play a forest. We need to hold up green and red. I believe this is red. It is. They have no mana up. X equals 6. And there's Chrysalis, another K command. A Shifting Woodland is interesting for later. So, Stomping Grounds bottom. Temple bottom. K command, Shifting Woodland. I mean, we have Shifting Woodland for Emrakul. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to say bottom 1 K command, top, and draw. There's Chrysalis. We're still dead to a Flage, however. I guess for that reason, maybe we should have went for the K command to dig into something else. Because, yeah, we're just praying they don't find a Flage at this point. There's a rag. Yeah, I suppose we could have milled the shifting with the ice till still have drawn the K command this turn. I suppose that's true. Because now we can't even ice till here for all intent and purpose. So yeah, drawing in the K command. Yeah. So maybe we should have drawn the K command, mill the shifting off of ice till. Because now we have a K command on top that we don't want to touch. So I missequenced that. I will admit that, yeah. Alright. We'll play the shifting. We don't want to play something that will mill over the K command. Also, I just realized, ugh, I'm doing stupid things now. I was not thinking. Alright, we will pass. At the Dice Tell double quarter. They have enough lands where that doesn't matter, unfortunately. Double quartering isn't enough because they should be running 3 basics, and they only have 1. So that doesn't do it. 1, 2... Yeah, so it doesn't do it. So we're going to hold. We've already seen 2 bindings. Land for turn. No fetch, surveil. Surprising. Okay. So how do we want to proceed here then? Thing is, they could have... We can double Ghost Quarter. So let's go mill a card. Ghost Quarter, target, Triome. I'm pretty sure stock is 3, but I guess we'll find out. Floats blue. Okay. Wait, what? Either opponent has a basic in hand or they're running 1 basic. That's wild. Mill a card. Ghost Quarter. Target Lushport. Okay, well, at this point in time, we'll hold. No attacks. End step. In that case, K command. Well, I guess we can guarantee... No, I guess they still have enough for a denial. But, I mean, we have to kind of fire off at some point. We can grab Sanctum. K command. 7. We could Sanctum K command 7. That actually might be correct here. Hold on. Sprawl. So if I grab Sanctum of Ugin, I guess they do run Consign mains, the only downside. So maybe just going for the Ghost Quarters, correct, because it takes off the Flage. We have the Shifting Woodland for Emrakul. So we'll go Thundering Falls. Floats blue. They keep on showing that they might have a Consign. Ghost Quarter. There's a Sire. That actually changes our math a bit. Hits the plains. So what I can do then is phase change to beginning of combat, get rid of that blue. Shifting Wood. 1, 2. No, I don't actually want to do that, I don't think. We could Shifting Wood for Sire. They can't kill us outright. I guess we attack. They can't really block well. I mean, going for Sire here seems reasonable. We attack, we go up to 10. Yeah, we'll grab the Sire. And 1, 2. Flooded Strand. Fetch. Steam Vents, Shock for what? Is a Bolt? What is this? It's an activated ability. Yeah, so I think they may have thought they could... Consign. Hashtag MTGO moment. But we'll just skip it up. Okay. I need to pay less attention to chat while I'm playing sometimes, because that's on me for reading things while doing things, but also me fat fingering through my attack phase when I should have been able to attack. Because yeah, well no, I guess I couldn't have activated the Shifting Woodland the turn I played it, because I needed the green-red. I played the ice still, so I need green-green. So the green-green, which means I couldn't have activated Shifting regardless, unless I had grabbed something. Alright. Focus up a bit, because yeah, we're definitely making sloppy misplays. We won, but we should not discount the fact that that could have went wrong many different ways. I never did think about the thought of stacking lands with the K command, so that way when I play a land, I can mill the land I want while drawing into another card. That is a sequence that I had not considered. So that is actually a really good thing to point out, though. The shifting was a little bit greedy, though. It doesn't get us to any specific destination, and a Flage kills me, so going for the Ghost Quarter loops probably was correct at that moment in time to avoid the Flage blowout. I guess the Shifting Wood does protect us from a binding, but that's about it. So, give and take, I suppose. So, Heat, Dismember Claim, and Strict Serenade. Tremor Rumble, run it back. Yeah, because my thought process at the time for the shifting is that way if they binding, we're protected from just dying to a binding. But we're still dying to a Flage. So it gives them turns to find it, was the concern. Huh. They were at 5 at the time, or 4 at the time, regardless. What would have been the right line at that moment? I guess if we would have stacked it, so we would have drawn into the K command, shifting left on top, play the Ice Till, but then we still die to Binding Flage. I guess we could have... Yeah, I could have... I guess there's another line where we put the Shifting Woodland to yard off of the Ice Till mill and just start Ghost Quartering in that moment. That may have been the right call. This hand's a bit slow for my liking. A turn on Ragavan kind of just rolls me over. We'll mulligan here. Hand's not much better is the problem. The turn 3 Ice Till? Hold up. Am I crazy? Did I not click submit? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Nope. Okay. Did I not? Was I too focused on what I was thinking for the last game? I'll have to look that back. I could have sworn I hit submit, but maybe not. Okay, well, that's annoying. What do now? It's a slow start. I suppose we'll pitch the Bajuka Bog. We can fetch Surveil. We'll pass in full. Turn one rag. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Draw. K return's not bad. I will play a Breeding Pool tapped as I can't do much else right now. Well, I say K return's not bad. It's kind of bad here, but it does deal for Rog. So it could be worse. Do you have a Sign of Draco on too? Rag will pilfer. What does Rag pilfer? It's a forest. Fine-ish. Kavu. Draw. K command. Fetch forest. I suppose we want to go Stomping Ground Shock. Talisman. Okay, so no Stubborn Denial at least. We'll take 7 down to 8. We're missing a land drop though for this Ice Till's the only problem. Down to 8. Paying cost for Flage down to 5, dead to Kavu. So what I could use here is a Soul Land for K command, ramp Exile, get rid of Kavu then. 2 in hand and draw. Sprawl does not cut it. Yep, we dead. Yeah? Yeah, concede. Okay. Weird. I again could have sworn that I clicked submit, but I guess not. Alright, so let's do this for real this time. So, Strict Serenade, Unholy Heat, Nature's Claim, Dismember, Trim and Emrakul. Alright, we click submit. Submission received. So I can say with certainty we definitely submitted my sideboard this time. Cool. On the play for game 3. It's workable. So we're trying to angle towards Emrakul. What do we want to find off of Devourer? Leyline of the Guild Pact. 5 in hand. There's a Strict Serenade, but we can't play it. So in that case, I'm going to go Myco. Alternatively, could go Talisman. Well, actually, hold. If they turn 1 binding my Talisman, I think I would cry. Because then we have nothing. Going for the Talisman actually might be right. Go Talisman. Like, it's so unlikely that they go turn 1 binding Talisman, but just in case. Red Rag. Choose the Rag. So in that case, let's start with Rumble. Ugin. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Am I one short? I think I might be one short. We'll still take the Verdant Cat. Play the Verdant Cat fetch. For a forest. Cast the Talisman. Sprawl. For red. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I guess maybe we should have went for blue there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're going to have to let the Ragavan hit. Down to 16. Ragavan will connect. They don't have Charmaw. Down to 15. Ragavan pilfers. What does Ragavan pilfer? A K command. Would have liked that. Admittedly. Bolt. Oh, that's unfortunate. So now I wish I blocked. And what else? Dam Sphere. Alright, so we weren't playing the Emrakul regardless. 2 in hand. We draw. Sanctum. Play the Sanctum and pass. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So next time we can play the Devourer, though I'm hoping they don't have a Charmaw here. Down to 13. Ragavan pilfers. Ragavan pilfers. Myco spawn. They have a land, they could play the Myco. Ping cost 4. End step. Return Devour to hand. Paying cost for a binding, yield all. Hits the Sprawl, sure. And draw. Chrysalis. In that case, we'll play the Temple and cast Chrysalis. Do you have a consigned memory? You do not. We will hold. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One short Emrakul. Otherwise, next turn we can cast the Devourer. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. They didn't have a consign as of last turn. I mean, I think we just go for it then. Confirming 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Sack, trigger. Sack, trigger. Emrakul, Sanctum trigger. Yield all. Trigger Sanctum. I'll say no, because currently, if I do sack it, I won't have enough for Devourer. So I'm going to say no. Do they have the Consign or Strict Serenade? Strict Serenade is fine. Not ideal, but we still get Perfect Knowledge next turn. No combat. We'll swing the Ragavan into the Chrysalis. There's Flage. There's Ashiok. We'll draw a second Rog. So what we'll do is go to main and cast the Rag. keep the old rag. Go to combat. Attack. Go to blocks. And pass. Alright. They do find a land. They play the Ashiok. So 2 cards in hand, Ashiok Flage, Temple Garden Shock, down to 13. Interesting. Playing the Flage, not the Ashiok then. Helix me or Helix the bird? Helix me down to 9. And draw. I'm going to Devour the Leyline of the Guild Pact, and then Sanctum, yes. We're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thing is, if they play a Ashiok, then we can't search for the Mega Spawn for Bajuka Bog. They're likely to play the Ashiok. So in that case, I think we'll just go for a Chrysalis. Go to combat, swing for 6, lethal's on board. And hold. They would need a fetch for a white source to play the Flage. And Bone scoops it up, we'll take the win. Okay, outside of me stumbling through game 2, that was pretty good. Yeah, definitely need to be a bit more focused. We went for the Shifting Woodland, when in reality we definitely should have sequenced it either to where we drew into the K command and milled over the Shifting Woodland for later. That would have allowed us to play the Ice Till, then Ghost Quarter twice to try and limit their potential outs. Because the Shifting Woodland at the time didn't save us from a binding unless we didn't play the Ice Till, which we did anyways, meaning we were still dead in that moment to both Flage and binding. So going Ice Till, milling over the Shifting, putting that into yard, Ghost Quartering twice, and then playing the Shifting the following turn may have been the better option at that point in time. Alright, so definitely could have sequenced better. Definitely could have, whatchamacallit. I guess that was game 1, right? No. We lost game 2. We won game 1, yes. So yeah, definitely could have played game 1 better. Game 2, yeah, our opening hand was a bit rough. Probably could have mulliganed down to 5. We had enough hits to where I felt confident, but I think we probably mulliganed down to 5. And it would have been a bit better by comparison, especially if the Ragavan on 1. But just need to focus up a bit. That being said, we'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. I will keep this, but I don't want to search with Emrakul. A bit unfortunate. Bit of an awkward hand. We do not want to reveal Devour. No. Verdant Catacomb. Forest. Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. Scouting Tarn passing. Temple. Play the Temple. Chrysalis and hold. Scouting Tarn fetch. Surveil. Okay. Repeal. So this looks like Cutter then. We'll hold. Saga. Would love to see a Myco spawn off top then. Amber triggers Cutter, makes a monk. Sure. Can we find a Myco spawn on top? Draw. Ice Till. Well, unfortunately we don't have double green. So in that case, I will go with Lab, Imprint Emrakul, Trigger. Devour, exile the Corey Steel Cut. We'll leave them with the monk. Go to combat and swing for 3. Down to 16. Saga trigger. They can start making constructs. Island. Yep, so they're going to hold for constructs. We'll draw. Sprawl. But unfortunate. I will sprawl for green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't want to play the Bajuka Bog for no reason. I kind of want to hold up for a potential Emery. I will hold. There's also some thought, actually, to me returning Lab in response to Saga in case they play Needle, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, in that case, I will Bajuka Bog after all. Bajuka Bog target you. We'll make a construct. Yep. I don't think they play Needle Main, but I think I do want to play around the possibility. I'll make a construct. I'm going to return Emrakul to hand. They could grab Tormod's Crypt. Grabs an Opal. Fiery Islet. Next turn we can Ice Till, Verdant Catacomb, Mill, Verdant Catacomb. So we should be able to ramp into Emrakul then. I've been seeing more Cutter recently. I wonder why that is. Mishra's Bauble will resolve. They want to attack. Bauble trigger, always yield. Shifting Woodland. I don't think they play anything that I need to be immediately worried about as far as countering this. I guess they do play Rebuke, actually. We have the mana to pay for Rebuke. Yes. I'll still play the Shifting Woodland then. That way I don't have to sacrifice a spawn. Ice Till. Verdant Catacomb Mill. Temple. I will pass at this point. No attacks. We're just gonna hold back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we do have Emrakul next turn. Again, though, we do want to play around Metallic Rebuke where possible. Well, I suppose if they do counter the Emrakul, now we have the shifting for the Emrakul. They don't have any instant speed Grave Hate that I'm aware of. Pain cost 4. Flame. Hitting the Ice Till. In that case, I will fetch Surveil. Mill Surveil. Emrakul and Yard. Surveil. Talisman and Yard, yeah. And then Ice Till and Yard. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we do have Emrakul next turn. Only downside is we can't play around Rebuke. Unholy Heat Devourer. Devourer is down. Okay. I mean, if you attack of the constructs, that tells me plainly that you don't have Rebuke. So you need to hold at least the constructs back, or at least one construct. Okay. So that makes me think they have Rebuke then. Draw. Lab. So again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lab is 13. No imprint. Alright, show me a Metallic Rebuke. Yep, there's the Rebuke. And then our turn. A Quarry Steel Cut. And a Mox Opal. So go to main. We'll just float. Mox Opal. Cast. Prowess Trigger. Yield all. Keep the new one. There's not a world where I want to cast their Steel Cut, I don't think. We could draw a card. Now we'll get rid of a land, draw a card. Tamiyo. I mean, Tamiyo's not going to be attacking, but does kind of give them back a land for all intent purpose. And also does grow these constructs, unironically. Well, let's go to combat. I'm going to sacrifice a spawn. Attack of a construct. And block. So construct down. I'll play the Tamiyo then. That way they can't trigger the Steel Cut unless they draw into something else. Do I want to? Actually, I'm not going to. Yeah, we'll pass as is. So Tamiyo Steel Cut and 1. So I'll probably play the Steel Cut and then the Tamiyo. Yeah. Bit of an awkward draw. Opal. So that will grow the construct up to a 5/5 then. I guess back to a 4/4 because Opal, yeah. Tamio, and don't imagine you attack. Yeah, that'll work. We'll take the 5 down to 13. Draw. Myco. So with Myco, we will kick. Equipping and hasting the Tamio will just feed it to the Chrysalis, so I don't think they would have done that. We're going to be empty-handed, so we don't have anything to hide. Myco kick, Thundering Falls, yield all. Land's already a typing yard. So I could do something strange, actually, that I probably should have considered. I should have tapped this a bit differently. I'm going to grab a Ghost Quarter. I'm going to pass. Let's see if they notice the line. Because I do not have Utopia Sprawling Yard yet, which means I will be able to grab Emrakul and attack in for 13 next turn. If they attack with a Construct, I'm going to double block. Doubtful they'll attack with a Tamio. If I had noticed sooner, we could have attacked in with the Shifting Woodland, funny enough. So we'll grow the Construct. They can't attack with a Tamio. Otherwise they lose. Yeah, what I should have done is tapped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leaving up 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, I guess that wouldn't have been enough, would it? Yeah, I would have been short. No, I guess no, I would have been able to Ghost Quarter, grab a Forest. No attacks. I think they see our line. We'll draw. Lab. Really? I mean, at this point, I think we just go for it. Float. Ghost Quarter, target Forest. Yes. For a Forest. Shifting Wood. Target Emrakul. So they'll be forced to block with Tamio. They're down to 10. Yeah, I definitely could have done that a turn sooner had I paid attention. It's little things like that that really do go a long way. We'll pass. And opponent scoops it up, we'll take the win. Okay, so we're going to treat this like prowess. Bring in Heat, Trinisphere. Trim the Ice Till. You want to keep the Bajukabog Cavern. And trim an Emrakul? Yes. I'm tempted to bring in a Nature's Claim as well. I mean, Keraturn deals with the monks relatively well. No, it doesn't do anything about the constructs, the only downside. I'm half tempted to bring in Fade for that reason. Especially because Cutter sometimes plays Kappa. I wonder if the Fade is better. It also raises the question of whether or not we want Strict Serenade. Let's run it back like this. Hand's pretty meh. I mean, it hits an early Emery, but that's about it as it currently stands. Though we do have some decent hits off top, and we get to dig a card deeper. We'll keep, see what we find. Because we get Rumble, turn 3 Chrysalis, turn 3 Myco. Bobble, Opal, Emery. Okay, so we have the Heat, the Emery then. The middle are Consign, Amber, and Rebuke. There's Fade. Okay. So, Verdant Catacomb, Fetch, Forest Stomping Ground, Shock. Heat, Emery, and Pass. Bobble, target me. Bobble trigger. Up to 5. Blue for Preordain. Bottom draw. Scouting Tarn, Bobble. And Cavernous Souls. I'll play Breeding Pool tapped and pass. As you play the Commercial District. I'll pass. They didn't fetch? No, they didn't fetch. Why was that? Corey Steel Cut and no second cast. Interesting. Well, in that case, no reason to fire off the Fade as of right now, because this is Rebuke mana. So we'll Commercial District Surveil, Chrysalis on top, and pass. Next turn we can guarantee the resolution of Chrysalis. Anyway, turn into another lab. So if I had played the Commercial, we would have drawn the Chrysalis. Though I guess we wouldn't have necessarily wanted to play it directly into a Consign. Rebuke to Yard. We'll pass. So we're looking for a double cast. Islet, draw card. Island. Tamiyo. They still have Rebuke mana. We'll draw. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. Iro. You have Consign for the trigger. You do not. So this means we are angling towards a Cyrus 7 death next turn. Spellbomb. I guess you can bounce the Chrysalis. Unholy Heat. That will resolve. Triggers the Steel Cut. Tamiyo will attack. Gets a clue. 1 in hand. You could flip Tamiyo this turn by cracking a clue, cracking Spellbomb. Cracks a clue, draws a card. Scouting Tarn, fetch down to 19. Do you flip the Tamiyo? You do. Tamiyo's been flipped, and this means that we are clear the cast Sire, Amber. Well, I guess the Amber is for Consign. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We are still short. No reason to tuck the Emrakul, I don't think. Though I guess doing so ensures that we do have more spawns. We'll tuck the Emrakul. Sire 7 death. And we'll pass 2 in hand. I mean, Tamio can pick up a card in yard, but right now they don't have anything to deal with the Sire. Another Tamio. Okay. Tamio picks up Preordained to trigger the Corey Steel Cut. Sure. Yield all. We can put a 4th type in yard with Fade from History. There's Emry. So Aether Spellbomb can bounce Sire. Bauble. They're going all in at this point. 1 card left in hand. I will draw. Bauble target me. Gemstone. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll play the Shifting Wood. Let's go to combat. And swing at you. No blocks. Down to 8. Fade from History. Gets rid of the Corey Steel Cut. Gets rid of the opals and ambers. Give them bear. Sure. Now we have 4 types in yard. Bubble Trigger draws a card. Again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if we draw into a 7-mana value spell, we can play the Emrakul. I mean, Emry can pick up Spell Bomb, but then what, right? They bounce, go down to 1. And there's another Corey Steel Cut, yield all. Yeah, I guess the question is, was the Fade better than the return there? The return would have swept the board. Yes. So if they bounce the Sire, we have Emrakul next turn, right? Yield all. Which means we just need them to have a fetch. Combat. End step. Return Emrakul to hand. And draw. Go to combat, see if they'll bounce. Attack at you. Trigger. I mean, if you let this connect, it has pseudo hexproof. And I don't think you can really manage that. But if you bounce it, we have Emrakul. Well, this is an interesting board state for them. They bounce it, yield all. Down to 1. Ugin Lab. Imprint Cyrus 7 Death. Emrakul. Body hits board. And Consigned Memory Rebuke. Tamiyo. So, how do we want to proceed here? Let's go to main. Let's Tamiyo pick up Preordain. Yeah. We also could pick up Heat, kill something. I guess Heat could get rid of Tamiyo. We could attack Emery in. But they still have the Cutter. I guess we can consign a Cutter trigger. Yeah. So, Heat or Preordain? If we find a fetch, though, then we just win with a Preordain, I suppose. So in that case, I will grab the Preordain. I will Preordain. Prowess triggers. Yield all. Yield all. Mountain Tormod's Crypt. So I suppose we'll go top, draw the Tormod's Crypt. And then cast the Tormod's Crypt. I guess we should cast the Tamiyo first. Cast Tamiyo, trigger Cutter, trigger on the stack, consign the Cutter trigger for blue. And then I guess we could also rebuke. No, we're short on rebuking. I guess I could have played the Tormod's Crypt first. Not that the rebuke matters too much right now. We'll yield all. We'll keep the old Tamiyo. And then I suppose I will Tormod's Crypt, cast, trigger the Prowess triggers, yield all. Anything else I want to consider here? Probably not. Well, in that case, just Tormod's Crypt, you. Get rid of your yard. I guess I should have attacked first. Go to combat. I guess we'll just get rid of a monk then. Lock a monk and pass. I mean, you have a mountain on top, so you shouldn't be able to do anything here short of Tamiyo attack, draw a card. But I'll scoop it up. We'll take the win. Okay. That definitely went a lot better, a lot more smooth than match number 3. So we'll be back for match 5 and potentially the 5-0. Alright, we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. I will keep So now I'll be able to reveal Devourer, Forest Sprawl red, Temple K command into a kicked Myco into a Devourer ideally. We don't know what our opponent's on. But it does seem like they might be away from keyboard. So we'll be back in just a bit. Alright, looks like opponent's back, and Mulligan's down to 6. Do they mulligan down to 5? They do not. We'll reveal Devourer and trigger. Ugin is interesting. I will grab Ugin. Forest, Sprawl. Do you have a Force? For red, we'll pass. And pass. Surveil. Overlord. So it's likely Esper Blink in that case. I will hold. I do wonder, I haven't looked at an Esper Blink deck list in a hot minute. Does it play Force? Esper Blink. Not really, no. So we'll hold. They do play Consign main. That is something to keep in mind. Do you play Frog? Oh, hold up. Street Wraith. Is this Living End? Otawara. Street Wraith. Overlord the Baelmerk trigger. Force of Negation. So they do play Force. There's Endurance. Do you pick up Street Wraith? You pick up Street Wraith. We'll go to End Step. Street Wraith, Endurance, Force. So it could be Esper Living End, I suppose. X equals 2. I can't counter it. We'll have a kicked Myco. Tempted to go into a Forest. I guess he'll tie, yeah, not Esper. So he'll tie Living End, most likely. It's been a minute since I played against Living End, if that is the case. Opponent's tinking hard. Breeding Pool, Sprawl. We don't want Sprawl, but Breeding Pool's tempting, because then we can go Breeding Pool, Utopia, Sprawl, kicked Myco for a Soul Land. Yes. Bottom, top, draw. Overlord trigger. And draw. Temple. Well, that does change the math a bit now, doesn't it? We'll play Temple, kick Myco. Myco kick, hit Sewers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So no matter what, we have access to both Devour and Ugin. So, I mean, we could just Bajuka Bog, hit Endurance, Overlord, and Yard. Also realizing that I should have known as Living End, considering they, milled over Living End. Was not paying attention, apparently. Alternatively, I could go Sanctum. Sanctum would allow me to dig a bit deeper. Play Devour, Exile, Overlord, Sanctum trigger, Resolve. Bajuka Bog is also just valid. We're gonna Bajuka Bog. Get rid of some cards in Yard for you. Also means that you can't press the enemy to get the living end back. We do need to play around the potential for force. Misty Rain and passing. Overlord trigger. You shouldn't have to worry about consign, which is good. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I guess there is Halo Forager. That is true. And Devour eats the Overlord. Overlord down. They still have the Street Wraith in hand. We'll go to combat. Swing with Myco. Down to 15. Breeding Pool Shock to 18. And Utopia Sprawl. And we already got red, right? I guess we'll go green then. Actually, another red's not a bad idea because there are ways they can get rid of the red Utopia Sprawl. So we'll go red and pass. And we have Ugin set up. So if nothing else, we can play it and exile something. They can Street Wraith pitch, draw a card. We did see one force. How many forces does Living End normally play? I'd imagine like 3 to 4. But it has really been a while since I've thought about Living End. Looks like 4. They will surveil. So we've seen 1. And it looks like at least the list that I'm looking at from the 17th does also play Flare of Denial. Interesting. They kept whatever they have on top. Do you Straight Wraith for it? I'd imagine so, right? No, no Street Wraith. Why? Okay, they Street Wraith now down to 12. I mean, they living in now, it really doesn't do too much. You get back a Street Wraith and that's about it. Sporific Springs down to 9. Lethal's on board, if nothing else changes. And there's a Shardless Agent, so I'll find the Living End. Cascade Trigger will resolve Endurance as well. Pitching Endurance, 3 in hand, so they'll get back Endurance, sure. Target me, that resolves, Cascade Trigger. And there's the Living End. How many forces do we see? We only see 1 force. They have 3 in hand. Character Subtlety. I guess Subtlety's another card we have to be mindful of. I will sack these just to present that we could have something. Yep. And then Endurance, my yard again. Yes. And that way if you cast another Living End. Alright. And draw. Rumble. Rumble's a thought. I think I'll play the Ugin though. So cast Ugin. Target Street Wraith, Endurance, or Shardless Agent. We don't want to target this Shardless Agent because they could have the Flare. Street Wraith is fine. I guess we'll go for the Endurance then. Yodel. Do you have a Force or a Subtlety? And that is the question. Force, Subtlety, or Flare, I suppose. If this is the exact list. There's the Flare. Yep, so Agent out, Endurance down, and Ugin down. So a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. I guess we could have narrowed things down by playing the K command to deal with the Shardless Agent, I suppose. Steam Core Scholar. Discard 2 cards unless you discard an instant or sorcery. Pitches a Living End. I think they only have one more Living End then. 2 cards in hand. We'll attack for 3, down to 15. I will draw. Wooded Foothills. Let's start with a Rumble. See if you have another Flare Force. You do not. We have a Sire. We'll grab the Sire. We have 7. Yes. Cast Sire of 7 Death. Do you have a Flare? Because you also could have a Subtlety. Actually, now I think about it, they're out of Living Ends. Yeah, because we've seen 3 now. So Sire hits board. If this connects, this is GG's. Because they don't have Pseudo Hexproof and Living End out. I guess they would need a Halo Forger. Cycle Streak down to 7. Sire now has Pseudo Hexproof. So they need specifically Halo Forger or press the enemy to cast this Living End from Yard. What say you, opponent? Sneaky Reach, question mark? Or do you just want the Steam Core in the Yard? Nope, I think it was Sneaky Reach. End step. Honestly, if they had attacked with it, I don't think I would have blocked. I'll be honest. Fetch. Surveil. Sanctum of Ugin to Yard. And draw. Another Rumble. I will go Rumbling. We have the K return to get rid of the Steam Core, which allows us attacking with the Sire. There's Emrakul. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Cast K return. And go to combat. Lethal on board unless you have another blocker. Is this Halo Forger? Subtlety. Yep, that is fine. Yeah, they could have pressed the enemy, but then that still would have given us the Emrakul. So that will double block. We'll take them both down. Yes. Down to 5, second main. Cast Emrakul. Triggers, target you. Yield all. No. And then our turn, comrade. Shardless Agent, Shardless Agent. generous Ent. So let's go to main phase. We'll Ent for a cycle. I suppose for... doesn't really matter too much here. So let's take a look at the remainder of your deck. You do not have another Living End from the looks of things, but you do have one Halo Forger, and you do not have Press the Enemy. I will go Hedge Maze in that case. Hedge Maze the hand. Play the Hedge Maze Surveil. Subtlety does nothing. We'll put Subtlety to top. And we'll pass. And that should be the game. Bone scoops it up. We'll take the win. Alright. Living End. Yeah, it's been so long that I haven't played against Living End that doesn't even come up in my autocomplete for my Excel spreadsheet. Okay. Living End. Well, this is not a deck I was prepared to sideboard for today. Let's actually take a look at Go Burns, because they did include Living End for some ungodly reason. Taking out Emrakul, yeah, makes sense because of Inevitable Betrayal. Bring in Trinisphere. Bring in Vexing Bauble. Cut Emrakul in its entirety. We shouldn't have to worry about Consigned to Memory. Yeah, because they play 3 Inevitable Betrayal, so it's likely they just swap it for 1/1. I don't exactly want the K returns, though, is the problem either. So what else? Bring in Heats? We could bring in Strict Serenade. I guess actually you could just leave it like this. Yeah, I guess we could just keep it like this. Other option, I suppose, is to bring in Strict Serenade. Cage is a thought. Cage stops Betrayal. They do bring that in. I suppose normally we would trim a Rumble. Yeah, normally we would trim a Rumble, so we could bring in a Cage. Potentially insulates us from them stealing a Sire. Not sure about the Cage. Yeah, because Strict Serenade doesn't do anything here. Artifact creature or planeswalker. I don't know, maybe just keep the Rumble and drop the Cage, because it only hits Inevitable Betrayal. I'm going to lock this in here. Yeah. We have the Vexing Bauble Trinisphere, so that should be enough for all intent and purpose. There's Bauble on one, so we will keep this. We're looking for either untapped forest or forest equivalent, or a soul land here. Tempted to dig 8 deep then? Yeah. I mean, we have 8, I guess 7 plus 9. We have 16 hits off top, so just looking 4 deep should be enough. Yeah. So we'll look 4 deep with 1 Devourer, and then Temple Bauble. Worst case scenario would be... I mean, I guess they don't play any turn 1 plays, so no Thoughtseize. They do play 4, so they could force Bauble on 1. They should have... Oh, interesting. This list does not run Foundation Breaker. Oh, no, it does. It runs 3. Never mind. I was about to say, I thought for a second I didn't see it. I was like, hold on. They'll milk it down to 6. We'll keep. I was about to say, I'd be really surprised if they did not play Foundation Breaker. What say you, opponent? They keep an opening. They keep 6. I'll reveal 1 Devourer, and then pass. Plays a Surveil land. Sink into Yard. Devourer trigger. Ooh. I will mulligan all 4. No, thank you. Draw fresh. Well, we can always use the K command and cycle it if needed. You have a force, Street Wraith cycle, trying to find a force. Street Wraith cycle, trying to find a force. Vexing Bauble resolves. Okay. Island. Paying cost 4. Overlord. Finds the Foundation Breaker. Yep, pulls the Foundation Breaker. And draw. Jesus. I will cycle the K command. And done. Alright, sure. I guess I'll miss my land drop. Here comes Foundation Breaker. Yep. Bobbled down. And passing will draw. Dude. Did I trimmed... Did I trim any lands? I should be running 24 then, right? Yeah, I'm literally running 24 lands. I have 23 hits, and we found nothing. Wild. I mean... What do? Alright. I'll pitch Sire on the off chance they're still on Living End. And pass. That's wild that we've dug, what, 3, 4, 5, 9 deep. I haven't seen a single land. Opponent will pitch Sky Turtle and draw. I mean, that's... What do you do about that? Pitch the Sprawl? Or, you know, it'd be really cool if we had an Emrakul, I guess, because then we could Emrakul, but we don't, so yeah. Watergrave Shock down to 11. Hardcast Overlord. Yep. And picks up Subtlety would make sense. I guess also Endurance if you are still on Living End, but picks up Subtlety, so less likely they're on Living End. Alright, we'll draw. Well, we finally found a land, but way too late. We're going to take 7 down to 11. Overlord's going to flip. We're just going to concede out here. That's just some really bad variance. Holy hell. Alright, well... I guess I just trim the gemstone. Bring in Dismember, question mark? I guess Dismember does clear Overlord, which is relevant. Sure, yeah, we'll do that. On the play for game 3. Jesus. Apparently my deck does not want to give me any lands. We'll mulligan. I mean, that's a turn 1 bobble again. I'll pitch the Bajuka Bog? Or do we pitch the Rumble? I mean, I'm praying that we find a green source here. Keep the K command, keep the bobble for sure. I'm gonna pitch the rumble. Draw, Sanctum, bobble, pass. Do you has force? I wanted to keep a bobble and Trinisphere in case of force on one. No. So now if we draw into a 7 value spell, we can Trinisphere. Besiju, draw. Lab. Imprint. Trinisphere. Force check number 2. Forest. Forest cycle. For what? Surveil land. Sure, we'll pass. Next turn, I suppose we can Bajuka Bog, hit their yard, hold up K, command X1. Surveil. So now they need Foundation Breaker. Putting Overlord to yard is a bit concerning. Though I guess maybe they're looking for a land, potentially. Another Ugin. We'll Bajuka Bog your yard and pass, hold up K command X1. And I'm likely to hold up the K command for X2. You need a land, even to play the Foundation Breaker. Do you have the land? Fetch 19. Do you have the Foundation Breaker? Paying cost for Overlord. Overlord will pick up. There's the Foundation Breaker. Is there a world where K command X1 right now is good? Probably not. K command X2, they can't force it. Yes. Overlord trigger, always yield. And draw. Sprawl. Well, let's start with K command. Again, they can't force. And done. Sprawl a second Trinisphere. We could grab the second Trinisphere, because they'll Foundation Break for their turn. Then we could play Trinisphere. Sure. Would have really liked to have seen a land instead, I'll be real. And pass. And hold. If you have a land, I imagine you go Foundation Breaker for 4. That way you have a threat on board. There's Foundation Breaker. Hits the Trinisphere. Yes. Overlord trigger. And draw. Sire. Cast Trinisphere. I need a land here desperately. Go to combat, swing for 2. Down to 18. They can't hard cast force. But they do play Dispute. Non-zero chance of Dispute. If they play anything, though, and we find a land, we're in the clear. They now have Force mana, so they can hard cast Force, we'll draw. What is going on? going on. We'll pass. Nothing much else I can do about that. Wild. Somehow just finding none of our lands. Blue. Cycle. Okay. Blue to Delta. Fetch. Watery Grave. Tapped and passing. Can I please find an untapped land? That would be really awesome right now. I'd also love for you to tap any amount of mana to get you to where you can't cast through Trinosphere. But it's unlikely you're going to do that. You have no reason to. You can just keep on smacking me in the face for 2. Yep, Overlord trigger and draw. What is happening right now? I don't think I've ever had such bad variance. Because these are our 3 cards that are 3 lands in our opening hand, right? And we've dug how far? 6 deep. 7 deep? 7, 8 deep. We haven't seen a single additional land. What the fresh hell? Yeah. You go. That's wild. We have 23, so we have 20 left in deck. Paying cost for a subtlety. Endurance. Hits my Yar, that's fine. Yep. That's 5 down to 11. I mean, I can only imagine playing Subtlety or holding up Subtlety to flash in. Hedge Maze Surveil. Like, all they need to do is hold. I'm right now between a rock and a hard place. I'm just waiting to die right now. If they play the Ugin, it gets by force. They're going to have an Overlord as well next turn? You have to be joking. What's the best card I could draw off the top right now? Temple? Temple would help some. Because that way we could go for the Overlord. Draw. Wow. Just wow. 8, 10 down to 1. I'll cast the Talisman. Right, I have to tap for 3. I'll cast the Talisman. That's unreal. If we don't block, we're down to 1. You now have a guaranteed subtlety in hand. There's no reason for you not to pick up that subtlety. Yep. That's what I thought. Go to blocks. So no matter what I cast now, it's going to get hit by a subtlety. So I need something of a trigger to get something off of board. I can block the Overlord, take 5. If I pick up a land, then I can get rid of the Overlord. Block the Overlord, take 5 down to 6. No, we're still dead, though, to subtlety. Aren't we? No, I guess we're not. We're down to 1. Yeah, we're down to 1 against subtlety. There's just no way that we win this. I swear, if we don't find a land off top, I'm gonna find a land. It's gonna be a freaking shifting woodland or a commercial district. Watch. The monkey paw has curled. It's finally gonna give me a land. It's gonna be a tapped land at that. Oh wow, it's a breeding pool. But it's way too late now. We shock it down to 4. We exile. Oh, actually. Hold on. I shock down to 4. I play Chrysalis down to 3. No, that kills me. Yeah, that kills me because Subtlety will fly over it. And I shock down to 4. I exile Overlord. I die. Yep. There is nothing I can do. I mean, they have Subtlety in hand. We know that for a fact. So casting the Sire's pointless, unfortunately. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, GG's. And we'll concede. Not much we can do about that. I mean, they just have the Subtlety in hand. They likely were holding up Force as well, or another Subtlety. Like 2 games where we just saw no lands was insane. That's so unfortunate. Alright. Well, it do be like that sometimes. Sometimes you play the numbers, and sometimes the numbers play you. But still, a 4-1 record at the end of 5, so cannot complain about that. We definitely could have played a little bit tighter, I would say, in our zoo matchup, specifically looking at game 1, and probably could have kept a better hand in game 2. Even if we did win that match, it's always good to look back. Game 1 also just a good example to where I need to not get flustered and my mental to get offset when I notice or someone points out that I've made a significant mistake. And I wouldn't even say it was significant, but it was definitely a missequence that could have very well cost me. But my mental is definitely thrown, and that's a good example where I definitely need to make sure I recenter myself after those type of moments, so that way I can play out the rest of the game and match focused. Because I definitely played a little bit off the remainder of that game, even if we won. But otherwise, really solid matches, so I can't complain too much. That being said, this is going to be the last full league before or until after RC Vegas, that is. I will still have some uploads for you guys over on YouTube on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and potentially Tuesday. But instead of full leagues, they're going to be individual matches. Let me know what you guys think of that. They're going to be shorter, between probably like 15 to, I guess, at max, like 15 minutes, right? So they're going to be shorter, a bit more condensed, but they're going to be individual matches. So Eldrazi Ramp versus Control or Eldrazi Ramp versus Energy. So going to be a little bit more bite-sized. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys like those more versus the full league recording, maybe we'll do some more of that in the future. But regardless, I do hope that y'all did enjoy this video. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me in both my successes and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you reached the point of the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you do want to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST, though I will not be live from this coming Thursday all the way through Monday. The earliest I'll be live again is likely Tuesday. Latest, Wednesday. We'll see. Depends on whether or not my flight gets canceled. However, if you want to watch these videos early and ad-free, you can also head over to my Patreon, which would be much appreciated, as that is probably the best way to support me monetarily. With that being said, though, folks, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.